Yes, I, brothers, sisters, lovers, haters, friends and neighbours, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and vibrational frequencies in the mind of the one true God whose name is love. Hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's had a magnificent Monday. Now, I want to cut straight to the chase. I've seen Decca has made a return to this corner of YouTube. I'm not quite sure of the content, but it seems like there's some money gone missing, and it's got something to do with Marty, and you know, I can only assume there isn't a market for whatever's gone on. You know, I can only assume that there isn't an audience, and I can only assume that nobody cares, right? How's my aim? Okay, so this is an offer for you, Derek. Right, before I go any further, this video is of a very different nature to the one that I made last time on about releasing the hounds and that. You know, I'll tell you where I was with that. I was kind of in the background, kind of praying for the day that I bumped into you. You know, after everything that you've said, all the threats that you'd made, everything that you were going to do, all the screenshots and stuff I've been sent, you know, you trying to coerce and convince people into targeting me and so on and so forth. I mean, I'm not sure what your memory's like from that particular chapter. But you know, you made a lot of videos on me daily for months and months. You know, you created and fabricated so many stories about me, and I ignored them all on the promise to myself that I would see you one day and I would open you up like a can of beans, right? Then you come back in the cover of darkness and you were hiding in the shadows for weeks. You know, you were a mile away from me. You know, this is the person that was going to do so much to me. Then you come back in the town, you're a mile away and you never said a peep. Now, I think the reason that you haven't said anything and you will continue not to say anything about me in a disrespectful manner because you appreciate the pull I've got in this town, right? And it's just how it is. You know, I've never asked for it, but, you know, shall we just say things have changed, you know, from the first time we had a physical encounter. And you well know that. Right? And I think it's fair to say at any given time of my choosing, I could make things very uncomfortable for you and the house of 1,000 wanks, right? That is not my intention. When the dust settled last time, yeah, I didn't feel too good about what I'd said, so I deleted the video. I thought it was rather unfair on your parents, whatever they think of me. I'm not bothered, but I did think it was rather unfair and it didn't sit too well with us. So I retract that. But, you know, if I was you, I'd be very careful about what you're saying. However, you know, none of that is my intention. You know, and I retract what I'd said that day. Okay? Okay. I was serious then. Now I retract it. So, there's an offer for you to fight me in a rematch on a massive platform. Right, a very well-established, long-running bare-knuckle platform that will host a fight between me and you, main event. There'll be a stacked card. It'll be pay-per-view. We'll, of course, get a wage, a set figure for you and a set figure for me, a percentage of the pay-per-view for you and a percentage for me. I'm not going to disclose what those percentages are, but considering your position, considering your reputation, it is 1,000 times more than anybody will pay you at the minute. You know, and I'm not sure what you've ever been paid in the past for bare knuckle fighting, but this will certainly be more than that, okay? Like I say, someone will contact you before long and ask you if you are interested in this. If you want to make a reply video, that's absolutely fine. Just be careful, right? I'm addressing you with some respect here, right? And I expect the same in return, all right? Seriously, mate, be careful. Now, this fight can take place really whenever we want. Couple of months you need to get in shape, that's absolutely fine. I think both of us, if we're fit, can deliver one of the best fights the UK has ever seen. You know, the last fight was a viral, violent encounter, which was massive, you know. This time I think it'd be nice to pull a few quid on it. And I'm going to be honest, you know, this has always been sort of a little itch in the background that I've wanted to scratch. You know, if the fight doesn't happen, I will be just fine. But, you know, I would like to go out of this game the same way I came in, by, you know, punching the face off an undefeated heavyweight. Now, obviously there's history, there's the first fight, you know, this fight sells itself. You know, we don't need to, you know, give each other a load of grief, you know what I mean? And I'm telling you now, you know, I'm not going to go down the same route that I went down. I'm not going to say what I know about you. I'm not going to go into all that stuff, right? I'm just not gonna, right? It's not about that. This is about having a fight, right? This is business. It's that simple, right? I'm waiting on something big from the BKFC. You know, in case you haven't noticed, mate, you know, I don't need you, all right? I do not need you. Now, obviously, I've got a bigger profile, you know, a bigger fighting profile, or just a bigger profile, you know, than you have ever had. And, you know, I'm more recognised as a bare knuckle fighter than you've ever been, you know, so I think it's fair to say that I am the A side. You know, I'm not going to go on like a prat and rub that in your face all the time, but I am the A side, okay? Okay. Now, you know, I just want to talk briefly about something that happened between me and you, and it seems like my profile went up, and it would seem almost like yours went down. Right, I'm going to tell you something now, mate. That fight between me and you made me, right? It made me. It's that simple, you know. An offer from the BKFC sharply came after that fight. Now, let's not pretend that your profile didn't go bigger than it had ever been after that fight. You know, you were as big as you'd ever been after that fight. You just, it seemed to me like you didn't quite know how to handle it. You know, all this trolls and turning yourself into a victim, and, you know, like, a weaker person would have committed. They wouldn't really. You know, anybody with a brain would have simply come off social media. The reason you didn't is because it was fueling you, right? I know it might not be something that you might not admit, but you being trolled is probably one of the best things that ever happened to you. You know, it gives you a profile, it gives you recognition, it gives you numbers, it gives you views. Views is money. You know, you profited massively from being at the centre of this trolling campaign, whatever you want to call it. You know, it's the best thing that ever happened to you. You know, it's the biggest thing that ever happened to you. You know, it gives you money, it gives you numbers. You simply didn't know what to do with it, you know? So think long and hard about this fight, you know, because you're either in or you're out. Like, I can make it happen for you, right? How many people are saying that to you right now? How many people on this planet right now are willing to put money in your pocket? How many people would be willing to forget about the statements that you put in, would be willing to forget about what you said in court? You know, I feel like you're getting a magnificent deal here, you know? Anyways, think about it. Let me know. Make a reply video if you want. If I don't hear from anything from you in a couple of days, we will be moving on. If I was you, I would strike while the iron's hot. This is an opportunity for you to make some money and for you to be on a platform. A platform, you know, is something that no one's given you right now. Okay? Okay. Look forward to hearing from you, Chava. Ta-ra for now.